The manhunt for the suspect in Saturday's deadly shooting at Brown University is finally over. Police last night discovered 48-year-old Claudio Manuel Neves Valente dead in a New Hampshire storage unit. An autopsy estimates he died on Tuesday. Authorities say he's a Portuguese national and former Brown student. Valente is also believed to have killed an MIT professor about 50 miles away from the site of the Brown shooting. You may remember on Wednesday, police were searching for this individual they thought would have information about, at the time, the person of interest. Authorities say that person, identified only as John, was key to cracking the case.
That person came forward to two Providence police officers over on the east side and said he had information, that he was that person and he had information that could help this case. And I remember last night watching his interview, and he blew this case right open. He blew it open.
Anna Schecter joins us now. She's a senior coordinating producer for our Crime and Public Safety Unit, and I know you were following this as it was unfolding second by second. How did they find the suspect?
Well, Lindsay, we were on the air as this was all unfolding, and there were so many obstacles and false starts early on, but it was a confluence of things that helped find a suspect. First of all, the surveillance video actually did help in the end, but it was John, who you just heard the Attorney General talking about, who posted something to Reddit saying police need to look at a gray Nissan with Florida plates. Well, get there, you see the post right there on your screen, and guess what? That was the shooter's car, because we learned later from an affidavit, he had actually encountered the shooter in the bathroom of the very building where the shooting took place just a couple of hours before. He then was suspicious, followed him to the vehicle, watched him acting in an odd way, as he described it to police, and remembered the make and the model and the license plate state. That was crucial to police. Once police realized that this Reddit post was up on Tuesday, remember that's Saturday night was the shooting. Tuesday, they find out about this Reddit post. Then they put out an image of a man that they believe encountered the shooter there. You see the shooter walking there in that video right there on your screen. Well, that same man, John, did encounter him. They asked, hey, we want to talk to this guy. John came forward to police, told his story. It was the make, model, and the license plates on that car, because police then went to a tech company, Flock Safety, that they have a system with all these license plate readers. They were able to put that information into their system and get pings. Ping, ping, that car was here, that car was there. Guess where they found it? Brookline, right near the shooting of the MIT professor. That's how they connected the dots and knew that these two shootings were connected, Lindsay.
And I mean, this person, John, had told police that he had an interaction with the suspect in the bathroom, that they made eye contact. He noticed his clothes were almost flimsy for the weather, followed him because he seemed kind of suspicious, and at one point said, your car is over here. Why are you circling the building? The suspect has, this is all in the affidavit that you and I have both read. The suspect then said, essentially, I don't know you from nothing. Why are you harassing me? And that's when the two split. But I also want to ask you what the suspect's connection is to both of these locations.
This is really the heart of the matter. The suspect, we know, had been a student at Brown back in 2000, and he had taken courses in the exact same building where he carried out the shooting. He only lasted 2 semesters. He actually sort of dropped out in the spring of 2001, right? That's a spring semester. And guess what else? If you go back a few years before, he was in the exact same engineering program in the same university in Lisbon, Portugal, as the MIT professor Nuno Loureiro, who was the victim. So we know they crossed paths in Portugal. We also know that the suspect was at the top of his class. There you see the victim, the MIT professor. So they were, in a way, kind of rivals, intellectual rivals. They were both excellent students. The shooter was actually at the top of the class, which leads investigators to think, was it jealousy and against the professor and a grudge against Brown University?
All right. More to investigate there. Anna Schecter, thank you.